Well, I can honestly say that opening day for me on hunting up here in Montana started out with a bang. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here, before I get started here, it's not going to be a very long video. I've spent a month prepping for this hunt for opening day. I've spent a month tutoring my grandson and preaching at him about firearm safety. Because there's one thing about these firearms, you can never take a bullet back once you pull that trigger. But this morning, I've been hunting for a few hours now, I started out wearing these gloves, these thick wool gloves right here. And this is just a small matter, but it shows you how accidents with firearms can happen. Really, there's no such a thing. I don't like to call them accidents, I like to call them mistakes. But what happened is that glove I just showed you on this piece right here. Here's the safety, if you can see that. This is a standard Ruger safety. On their American rifles, they've come out with a Tange. This is a 3-position safety. Okay, that's fire, that's half cock, and that's full-on safety. Well, what happened this morning is I was messing around, got about all 50 yards from my vehicle, and somehow or the other, that glove finger brushed this safety and it kind of moved it forward, and I noticed that. And so I was messing around with the safety, and somehow or the other, this big old glove right here was inside of that trigger guard. And I wasn't necessarily mashing down on that trigger, but as I moved the safety to the off safety position, there was just enough glove inside there to cause this firearm to discharge. And I had it at port like this. In other words, while I was playing around with my safety there, and this weapon, firearm, if you will, I'm a veteran, excuse me, discharged, I had it port arms like this, and so there was no danger to me and there was no danger to anybody else. But this business of safety when it comes to firearms, even the smallest things, you got to pay attention to, because I usually wear lighter gloves than this sucker right here, but I gave my better gloves to my grandson. He couldn't come hunting with me today simply because he had to work. But I had me a mistaken discharge, because like I say, I don't believe in such a thing as accidents with firearms. There's rhyme and reason for everything. So that's why I say, when it comes to hunting, I don't care about horns and how well you do and all that other stuff. But what I am concerned about is if a person can make it in and out of the field in one piece. Here I've been hunting for 40 some odd years, and that was the first accidental or a mistaken discharge that I ever had. And I can guarantee you, if my coffee didn't wake me up this morning, this 308 sure did. Thank you very much. I better get to hunting.